Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to add animation to your cards. Okay, so we have these cards, right? And I already made a separate tutorial on these, just in case you didn't know. So what I'm going to do is I'll make this come down here, okay, and be behind this. Okay, with this, what I will do is fade this in and fade this in as well, and this will be going to the top and this image will be in the center. Okay, basically I'm going to make these two disappear. Okay, so let's get started. So how to do this? First, let's go and make this go in the center. So here is the company name which I am getting. Okay, so this I need to bring it to the center. To move anything, I need to add in position relative, and I'm using Tailwind CSS, by the way. So that is relative. Now this, what I can do is I'm gonna say top 0 and left 0 and negative translate x 6 by 12. And it's the same for the y. Okay, so I'm gonna save this and see what happens. This needed to be in this. Sorry, that was my bad. Yeah, okay, now it's doing that. Okay, so it is 6 by 12, but let me do 5. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it at this, and next what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna copy this. This is the default styling. I'm gonna put it here because we're gonna need this for the animation later. So I'm gonna change this to 5 for now. Yeah, it's not centering. Okay. Biggest one is 9, so I'm gonna choose that, and I'm gonna make this 6 again, negative, and for the y, let's see what happens now. Yeah, it's in the center. It's centering it, but now it's being in the center. Now what you can do here, just do overflow hidden. Actually, let me just change the background just to confirm this, because I think it is applying. Just make this 8. Okay, so it is applying. Okay, I thought it wasn't applying because of the white. So it is applying, it's in the center. Now what I'm going to do is make the opacity for this, let's say 50 for now. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to remove these two. Okay, so this is the model name and those details. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do okay, so the elements are gone, but you can see that this is still at the bottom. Okay, the reason for this is it's attached at the bottom because of the fact that we are using grow and empty top. Okay, so if I remove this, let's see what happens. relative, and then let's make this top 0, and also need to add absolute. And let's just copy translate y, or we can just do text center. It's not centering it. Okay, so we're gonna have to copy these. Okay, so I'm gonna take this, add that here, and also take the left and add that here. Okay, so this is centering it, these two. One divided by 2, 1 divided by 2. Oh, this needs to be X actually, not Y. Okay, so now it's in the center, but I need to push this down. Also, I'm seeing another problem. The word needs to be behind this. So for this, it's a very simple fix. This one, okay? So just add a Z index of 0, and for the image, I'll just add a Z index of 10, okay? As you can see, the word is now behind this image, and now I just need to push this down a little bit. So that's better. Okay, so now we have this. So on hover, what I want to do is make all of the text appear and move this to the top. So let's do that. So let's do this one first. The hover. Okay, on hover, I want the opacity to be 100. Okay, and then on hover, all of these need to change. So this, gonna add these here. Gonna add this to all of these. So what is gonna happen is it needs to be at the top. Okay, and left is going to be center still. Okay, X is going to be center, and the Y is going to be 1. Okay, so I think this should do it. So let's try this. Oh, I'm adding hover into this. Oh, you actually need to make this a group. You need to make this a group first. So this is the containing div, the one that has all of these things. See, if I hover over this, you're seeing these things happen. So This needs to be a group now. So what I'm going to do is group, okay, and all of these hovers, I just need to add in dash, okay, and hover. I'm going to save this. And one more thing, take this. I'm going to say here that the text needs to be 2 now. And also, I'm going to add in transition all, okay? And save this. Yeah, as you can see, the animation is working, but it's very fast. So I'm going to make the duration 5 for now. Maybe I didn't need to add it into this. Let me just take this and add this here. Yeah, it's working now. Okay, I get what the problem was. I needed to add it somewhere else. Okay, so as you can see, when I hover over this, it's working. So the rest is basically the same as well. Just add, actually I'm going to make this, I'm going to add it into this. This. And this as well. Actually, let me just try something first. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is do the exact same thing, which is use the group hover. Okay, visible, and I'm actually gonna add a opacity of 0 here. Actually, let me just see what happens first with this. Maybe it will animate it, and it's the same for this. So this is still going to be in the center, but what I'm gonna do is, I think if I do 12 for this, it will work. Okay, so let's see what happens first. Okay, it's working. Good. Oh, yeah, the image had 10 here applied. I'm just gonna do 0 for this. Group hover is yeah, no, it needs to be 1. Let's do 11 for this. Yeah. Okay, so adding 11 fixed it. I'm just gonna add in 1 for this. Gonna add 2 and when it comes to this, right, so I want to add a delay of 300, let's say. So let's see. Okay, so I'm not going to use visible and invisible. I'm going to use opacity. Okay, I think that is better. So what I could do is on the hover, I wanted to have a 300 delay, but delay is going to be 0 for the other when I do not hover over this. So let's see. Okay, okay, good. Okay, so two things I'm going to do. One is I'm going to add 4 here, I feel like. And the other thing is that I want to add a little bit of padding on the Y. Okay, so I think it goes to 12. Yeah, okay. So now it looks good. So let's quickly go over the design. Okay, so without hovering, we have this, and you need to add a group so that you can link all of your hover effects with it. Okay, so on hover, on the name, okay, this company name, what I'm doing is adding, by default it will be bigger text, and I'm gonna be on hover making it smaller. And then I've added using relative and absolute to position it by default using this. This is going to be the default design, which you see right now, the Sony here. Okay, and on hover it's gonna shrink here. Okay, so this is what is happening on hover. And to transition all of this, I'm using this with a 500 millisecond. Okay, so that is what is happening with this. The image is very simple. On hover, it's just adding a little bit of space, by default almost in the center. And again, transition with 500 millisecond delay. Then I'm just making this disappear and then reappear on hover, and I'm using the transition again. And for the delay, I'm using this. On hover there will be a delay. Without hover there will be no delay. The same is for this. This one, I'm just making it align itself to the top but have a little bit of distance. Okay, it's almost to the top, the price you can see, but it has a little bit of distance from it. And when I hover over this, it goes to the bottom. Now what I'm doing here is, by default, using position absolute, using this I am making it in the center, and then using this I'm aligning it to the top without hover. Okay, when I hover, this is what I'm just doing. I'm just aligning it to the bottom, or almost near the bottom. Okay, so that is what is happening. And using all of this, as you can see, you can make a animation like this. Okay, so I hope you liked this tutorial. Like and subscribe to stay updated on the latest tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.